how to stop being the bottleneck of your law firm. This is a huge problem that a lot of law firm owners have. I've had this problem myself. I will talk about that. I have three very practical ways that I've been able to free myself from my own law firms that I'll be sharing with you. It's very practical. And again, I have a worksheet, a playbook for this. If you don't already have this, print this out right now. If you're watching this video later, probably the link will be below, but right now go ahead and print that out because we'll be using that to follow along, and it kind of forces you to write down and implement and kind of get yourself committed to this. All right, so first of all, who am I? I'm a lawyer. I've grown 3 of my own law firms to multiple 7 figures in these practice types in business law. That was my first law firm that I got into tax IDs, then lemon law, then employment law, and class actions, property damage, and most recently workers' comp. All of these are currently active law firms that are generating clients on a daily basis, and not only generating clients, but also serving the clients or being referred out. And they're all active. And then again, I've been able to kind of create a cookie cutter kind of system for myself and be able to replicate this over and over. And ever since I've done that for myself, my first one, that was kind of like a proof of concept. Then I went on a journey to try to share this with other lawyers. I've always been somebody who loves giving. If you don't believe me, you can ask all my high school and college friends. I was always the one who would create outlines and just, without anybody asking, I would just share it. And just I'm on a journey to basically just share and give, because that ultimately just makes me happy. I don't know why, it just does. Also for myself, I've been able to generate over 12,000 legal clients online in the past, since I started 7 years ago. I've also been able to collect 3,240 5-star Google reviews on Google for my first law firm, and we're still getting about 100 reviews a month. At this point, also across all of these law firms, we're generating over 7,200 legal clients, legal leads a month, not clients, leads. And we've had 350 lawyers join our program that basically teaches lawyers how to not only get more clients, but also how to automate it, because the dream is to be able to automate it so that it's able to run on its own, so that you'll be able to kind of help do things that help you scale it without necessarily you putting in more work. Also, I've been able to collect 100 lawyer video testimonials, and everything that I share is based on results. Again, I'm not sharing these things as a marketer. I'm sharing this based on the things that I'm actually applying for my own law firm myself. I've also been able to receive my first 2 Comma Club award for using funnels to generate clients for my own law firm and be able to generate $1 million. That's what that is right here, the first one. Then once I figured that one out, then I went and duplicated it for two more law firms. I'm actually about to receive, this one is for legal funnel, but I'm about to receive my third 2 Comma award for my third law firm. And the reason why I'm sharing this is because there's a lot of misconception. There's a lot of doubts and limiting beliefs that, like, what are these things? These funnels don't work, and this, all that stuff. These things work. And for people that tell you that don't work, they just haven't been able to figure out how to apply it. But it does work because I'm able to replicate this over and over. And again, as I shared with you, I've been able to collect this many reviews. And if you're wondering, I did this all in my shorts. I run my entire law firm from my home office bedroom. I do also have an office for a couple of my directors and very important roles. But me, myself, I work from my bedroom. And I've also been on a journey to go on podcasts, go on YouTube shows to share all these things. You may have heard me on podcasts, and also to prepare to write the book, the new book that I'm writing called Virtual Law Firm Secrets. I went to all of our past Legal Funnel members and I asked them for video for testimonials, and I gathered over 50 testimonials from people that have been able to get success for their own law firms based on things that I've been able to share with them inside the program. A lot of these testimonials. Also, one of our students has been able to, at this point, he's at 1.4 million in gross ever since he joined Legal Funnel, applying Legal Funnel concepts. His name is Chad. He's a criminal defense lawyer, and been able to collect a lot more of these testimonials and be a big impact for other people's law firms. Also, again, I have 245 other testimonials from other lawyers and things like that. This is what our program looks like. I teach, we meet on Zoom, we talk it out. Very innovative and very cool way to be able to collaborate and learn from each other. And I've also been blessed enough to, when I could, to meet our lawyers in person. And I'm actually going to put it out there in 2022. I'm planning on doing a in-person event, hopefully in Los Angeles, for you to come fly out, have fun, and be able to learn and implement these things for yourself as well. Let me also, again, I'm not a marketer, and I'm not a consultant. I don't do any consulting at all. I do teach and I share and thing, but I simply share everything I'm currently applying for my own 7-figure virtual law firms. Okay. Everything is very practical based on things that I'm currently doing for myself. So let's get to it. So how often do we say these things? This may be a little bit similar to some of you who may have joined my other trainings, but I think it's very important to address this. So go ahead and put in the chat if you say these things to yourself. I have too many things to do. I have too many things to do. Who feels that way? That you feel like you're always working, you have too many things to do every day. You know, it doesn't matter. It's like a nonstop cycle. I can't trust someone to get this done, right? I see Chris, I see Robert, Alana. I can't trust someone else to get this done, right? It's faster for me to just for me to just do it myself. Why bother sharing it? I could just do this myself right now in the next 5 minutes, right? Absolutely, Robert. I see that. Selena, Olivia, right? Or I can't afford to hire someone. Sam, I'm struggling cash flow. I could barely have time to go hire, let alone I can afford it. I can hire a salaried lawyer. Or I tried delegating before and it didn't work, right? Afraid to hire, all the above. I feel you. I also had these things, but all of these are all limiting beliefs. These are all beliefs that we have at some point in our life until we learn and we grow from that point forward. There's always a way around everything. The mindset is everything is possible. Everything is in your hands. You're never limited by what's going on around you. You're the reason why you haven't been able to get to that next stage. So good news is there's a reason why you're here, because you're that kind of person who's growth minded to want to grow and advance from this point. Also, let me share with you, very important to be cognizant of this. If you ever feel stressed, just know that stress comes from a lack of control. Okay, be very cognizant from that. Whenever you feel stressed, that's only because you don't have control over what's going on in your life. And this lawyer rat race has a direct negative effect on our emotional well-being. Okay, be very cognizant of that. Whenever you're stressed, again, it comes from not having control over what's going on. And yes, the Lila Lucy, right? The whole idea is, right? Lucy has some tasks that she's got to do. The boss comes, hey, are you doing your work? Yes. Okay, go ahead and speed it up. But that's exactly what our being a law firm owner is. We always there's always stuff to do. And the more you do it, the more it speeds up, the more you're able to do. But we need to do something about that, because you essentially become Lucy. You become the bottleneck. And we don't want you just being the one, serving your clients and signing them up. So we'll be talking about exactly that. But the truth is, you can stop being the bottleneck of your law firm by applying the 3 strategies I'm going to share with you in this training. Very practical. First of all, what is a bottleneck? Bottleneck simply refers to the congestion when too much workload relies on the law firm owner to complete. Okay. So there's a little component. There's a congestion of too much workload. And why? What's the reason? Because it relies too much on the law firm owner to complete. And typical symptoms of bottleneck are feelings of stress. If you ever feel stressed, probably means you're kind of dealing with some bottleneck issues, or overwhelmed. There's so much stuff going on. You start feeling overwhelmed. I got this. I got to do this. The same time as I got to do this. Or even feelings of stagnation. If you feel like your law firm hasn't grown much, let alone it might even dipped off, or there's no consistency in your growth. Some months are great, some months are not as great, right? And yes, because and then Heather says, I think you're in my head. No, I know this because again, I had to deal with every single one of these. every single one of these feelings. And again, we're talking to lawyers every day in, day out. So we know exactly, it's the same commonalities among all law firm owners. And that really leads to my story. Again, when I started my law firm, my first law firm, I had to do everything. I had to, first of all, do the marketing. So write blogs and do all this stuff. I had to take on calls, follow up, take on clients, onboard them, get the intake filled out, do the filings, follow with them, follow with Secretary of State, get the reviews, all that stuff, everything myself. And I remember it was like 3-4 years of that. And I was like, wait a minute, this is not sustainable. So I went through that until I learned this one idea from my mentor. And until I kind of put this, he shared with me the idea, and I kind of put this thought together into this very succinct line and this idea. And I think it's very, if you haven't heard this before from me, it's very game changing. And the idea is, the more you matter to your law firm, the less your law firm is worth. Okay. Again, one more time, the more that you matter to your law firm, the less your law firm is worth. I remember when I kind of meditated on this idea, I'm like, wait a minute, I matter a lot to my law firm. And I'm like, but when you matter a lot to your law firm, you're capped, you're limited by how much your law firm can grow. Because again, you become the bottleneck, you become the dependency for your law firm. And the more you can make other people and your systems and your teammates and your automation tools and all that stuff, the more you make that to be able to help you run your law firm, the more your law firm can grow beyond that. Okay. So it's a very humbling idea. You want to make yourself, you want to make other people and other tools and other things be a big crucial component of your own law firm. So again, I'll be sharing with you the 3 practical steps that I'm able to use myself to free myself from being the bottleneck of my law firm. So let's get to it. So again, if you have the worksheet, I'll put the link. If you don't have it, again, print this out. Step number 1, very practical. And again, this has been a game changer. It's hiring an executive assistant to complete the tasks you don't like doing yourself. Okay. An executive assistant. This is like your right hand who will do the tasks that you don't want to do yourself, essentially. Okay. So the number 1 challenge that most law firms owners are currently dealing with all across the board is labor shortage or labor issues. People may have quit your law firms at this point, or it's very hard to find people. Who's dealing with that right now? I know across the board, that's by far the number 1 problem. Me, myself, internally, that's been the biggest issue. Okay. That's by far the biggest issue. Stimulus checks, homeschooling, and early retirements. These are like the top 3 reasons why there's been this shift in having this huge labor shortage. All 3 contribute to huge labor shortage for our law firms. And guess what? It's not going to get any better. It's only going to get worse. So I've been able to scale and remove myself as the bottleneck of my law firms by simply hiring and implementing virtual assistants for my law firms. Okay. And straight up tell you, virtual assistants have been and still are the highest ROI investment for my law firm and for your law firm as well. Okay. Virtual assistants, the best thing you could possibly get for your law firm. So what are virtual assistants and why they're so valuable? They're VAs for short, are freelancers that work around the world for every task you could possibly think of. The cost of living and wage around the world is much less than the US. That's why you can find hundreds of thousands of VAs for relatively inexpensive. The huge supplies of VAs further brings down the cost even more. Again, hiring virtual assistants is the most leverageable and highest ROI decision for your law firm. So that is the first thing, the first step. And let me share with you, in Legal Funnel, I share how to find the best virtual assistants and how to turn the best one into an executive assistant that you can delegate your highest value tasks. And I've been able to do this. And here's what my executive assistant does. And it'll be very eye-opening about what's possible for you. First of all, I've been able to delegate, and there's this whole system behind this, but I've been able to completely delegate literally 95 to 98% of my emails by using a very specific system that I share inside of our program and that I also share inside the book. that helps you, that has your virtual assistants answer your emails for you. So this virtual executive assistant answers my emails. Also, it helps with my daily growth tasks. Any tasks that helps me grow my law firm, they're able to go do that. How do I do that? Well, I give them access to my to-do list, all the things that I got to do. I have access, whatever you can do it. And then just give me a report by the end of the day. Also, reviewing outstanding payments, any money that's owed from any potential clients, they're able to follow up with that clients and collect those payments. I'm sure there's a lot of you that need that. Also, managing your business and personal calendar and making sure that you don't work too much. I literally told my executive assistant, I don't want that many meetings. You manage my business and personal calendar. I only want meetings after 3 p.m. and try not to set me up for meetings. But if you have to, go for it. And also, this executive assistant is also managing my other virtual assistants. At this point, our VAs have VAs, and there's a whole hierarchy of how this works. Again, there's a leader, there's a manager who's managing the other VAs, and so much more. Okay. VAs, again, just to summarize, VAs are invaluable for your law firm. If anything, the most valuable thing for your law firm. And there's a way to go find and turn the best one into the executive assistant, to go turn them to take on all the tasks that you don't like doing yourself, including all these things that I just shared with you, answering emails. Again, anything that has to do with growth or marketing, you're able to have them manage that, collecting payments, managing your calendars, and even managing your team. And once you have an executive assistant VA, you will be able to delegate your daily tasks and focus more on higher value growth tasks. Okay, so go ahead right now. Is the time to pull out your worksheets right now. So first part right here on step 1, go ahead in the fill-in, go ahead, hire an executive assistant to complete the tasks you don't like doing yourself. Go ahead, write that down. And I want you to take a moment right now to think about what are 3 tasks that I would love to get off my hands. And I actually have like a full list of things that you're able to delegate to a VA. I will try to pull it out and put it into the chat right now. So again, think about what are the tasks that I would love to delegate to a VA. And I'll give you a full list right now. And that is too long to be shared in the thing. So you know what? I'll just share it on screen. So here it is. All right. So if you're having a hard time, figuring out what to delegate, here are some suggestions that on what I've been able to delegate to virtual assistants that you will to also they're able to delegate as well. Answering emails, billing, calendar management, calling clients, client communication, talking to clients, whatever you need to get from the clients, collecting documents. That one's for sure. That one's the easy one. We have a lot of document collectors that do this. Creating client folders, creating forms, creating PDFs, creating thumbnails, doing data entry, database management, creating your documents for you, doing your filings for you, any kind of filing you could possibly think about, following up on payments, preparing your forms, hiring even new employees. We have a VA who only does recruitment on Indeed, that's all she does. Dealing with inbound calls, either signing up clients or doing customer client support, pretty much. Doing the initial draft of motions, even intaking new clients, doing follow-ups, doing lead intakes, making changes to a website, making outbound calls, running payroll, posting to social media, preparing correspondence, preparing disbursement letters, doing research for you, sending gifts to clients, sending e-faxes, sending invoices, tracking of all your monthly marketing metrics, transcribing, updating clients, and anything else that is tedious or repetitive. So go ahead and look at this list. Yes, I will try to. Here's the half of the list, and here's the other half. If it's there, you go. Unfortunately, I think Zoom changed their settings, so you're not able to copy and paste things. But look at this list right now, and go ahead and write down on your little playbook worksheet 3 tasks that you would love your executive assistant VA to do. Again, inside of our program, we teach exactly how to go straight to the source of the best source of VAs that you're able to manage yourself, how to manage them, how to train them, all how to do all that stuff. And yeah, good question, Michelle. I'll try to answer that question at the end. All right. And the other thing we want to do is, again, we want to get you to make sure that you're implementing these things and committed to this is, I will do this. Go ahead and write down when you will hire a VA for this. Again, if you know how to, based on from our program or based on our videos, great, go do it. If not, you probably may need legal funnel, but go ahead and write down when you will go and hire a VA. I will do this on, let's just say today at 5 p.m. Go ahead and write that on your worksheet right there. Michelle, bring that question to me at the end. I'll definitely answer for you. All right, to keep things moving forward. Step 2 is using an amazing tool called Loom to quickly record video instructions and delegate to your team. Okay, step number 2 of stop being the bottleneck of your own law firm is to use this amazing tool called Loom. What does it do? It allows you to quickly record video instructions for your team that you're able to delegate quickly to get them to do stuff. What is Loom? Again, it's a video communication tool to instantly share instructions with your team. Also, you can also use Loom to communicate with your prospects and clients. That's a whole other conversation, but it's a game changer for that as well. And I've tried many video tools, and Loom is still the easiest and best video tool to use to run your law firm. I remember literally the week when Loom was launched, I got on, it was like 4 or 5 years ago, I want to say. I got on, started using it. I've been using it since, and I was using it for so many years. And now it seems like the legal market is catching on to it. It's amazing, and it's a game changer. Okay, how does it work? And I'll show you exactly how that works. Is simply, by installing Loom on your computer, it basically adds a little button on top of your computer. You click on it and you press record, and right away it starts recording your screen, and it also puts up a video of you on the top right. You want to put it on your top right. I'll share with you why in a second. And you're able to just talk out and be like, hey, I want you to do this. I want you to do this. Usually like a 1 to 3 minute video. And when you press stop recording, automatically makes a page, and it copies the link to that page. And all you have to do is to share that link with your VA, and they'll have very clear instructions on what to do. Okay, and this is what it looks like. And you're able to give a title to it. And you're also able to save this later for future reference. But let me show you what that looks like. So actually, what's really cool is, So here's what the Loom button looks like. But what's really cool about it is I've been able to take this whole idea and take it to an extreme, and I've been able to put it on this thing called the Stream Deck, which is basically a button right next to my computer. And what's cool is that with one button, it starts recording. So right now we're recording. Hey, John, I want you to go do this. And I want you to move this data into here. Okay, so if you have any questions, just let me know. And I press the button, and right away, John, here's how to do this. Okay, and recording. So right now we're recording. Hey, well, that was speeded up. John, I want you to go do this, and I want you to move this data into here. Okay, so if you have any questions, just let me know. So that was sped up, but right away I have that link that I'm able to hand off to the VA. So I never wait to meet the VA on Zoom, or to wait to align it with their schedule and mine. All day, I'm just literally sending Loom videos instantly, and it automatically again copies this link, and I'm able to just pass it on, and they get the instructions, very clear instructions, and it's a game changer. Okay, so how to implement this? So first of all, go ahead and write Loom on your worksheet, and I want you to right now go to this link that I'm going to put into the chat. Dennis, good question. I'm going to answer your question for you right now, but go right now. First, go to loom.com/download. If anybody's watching this later, I'll try to provide this link below. If not, it's in the chat right now. Go to this link. Let's go there right now so you guys can always see it. And I usually install the desktop app. So I want it on my computer. This I found to be easier and faster. So I download the desktop app, and it basically pretty much downloads it on your computer. Or you can also install it on your as a Chrome extension. The same idea. Go ahead and install it and start using it. Okay. These are not like polished videos. These are just like, you're just sharing this with your team. Usually, again, the number one case use of this is sharing it with your team to provide instructions. Okay. That's usually 80–90% of the time that I use Loom is for that. Dennis asked, how would this work with prospects or clients? Well, that's again, I could talk about for 30 minutes about that. Essentially let me just give you a summary. I find out the top 5 questions that my prospects or leads usually ask. And I would go record Loom videos to answer those questions. And what's cool about Loom, it also has a call to action. I'm able to add a button to the video that basically I answer the question for them. And I tell them, hey, the next step is for you to go book a call or to go sign this retainer agreement or go make this payment. And what that does is like funnel concepts. I'm answering the questions, nurturing them, and driving them to take the next action. So just to give you a little preview of what that looks like, because this is, again, nobody implements these things, but it is game changing. So Loom has this feature called call to action. And let's just say I answer somebody's question, and I want them to, after that, to book a call. So I have my calendar link and say book a free call here. And I save this call to action. And now on the video, it has a call to action on there. So I'm able to just point to it at the end. And also it makes a front and center at the end of the video. So it makes it very clear, hey, after I answer your questions for you, go ahead and do that. And the link that I use again is go book a call. That's usually the most common. Or second, go sign a retainer agreement. Or third, go to this order form and make the payment. That's usually the call to action. And that's how you basically use it to deal with prospects. With clients, let's say you need them to do something, like you need instructions, especially like upfront. I need you to fill out this intake and then give me these documents. Then you're able to record one Loom video that clearly explains what you need from them. And they're able to understand you very clearly and give them a call to action on what the next steps should be. And again, please start using this, because anybody that I've shared this with, again, in the beginning, they're like, what is this? They don't use it. But over time, when they start using it, they always said, dude, I'm obsessed with Loom. It's amazing. And it is a game changer. So please go ahead and use this as much as possible. And on your worksheets, go ahead right now. Under step 2, I installed Loom, and we'll start using Loom on. Go ahead and give yourself a date and a time. That way it kind of gets you committed to start using it. Again, don't worry about how good it is. Just record the video, hand off the task, and see how it goes. Okay. Anytime that you're stuck, record a Loom video. Who can I give this to? Record a Loom video. Hey, I want you to go do this. And you're able to delegate that off right away. All right. Step number 3. And this is crucial. Step number 3 is creating an SOP. We'll talk about what SOP is for your team to have clear instructions to run your law firm for you. What is an SOP? Okay, so before we get there, let's talk about the problem. So according to the Gallup poll that asked to rank the factors that had the strongest influence on job performance, of all the factors, the number 1 factor was, I know what is expected of me. Okay, of all the factors that helps your team perform, if your team has very clear idea of what is expected of them, exactly what they need to do, that it will be the biggest factor in their performance. Okay, so an SOP is a standard operating procedure. What it does is makes it easy for you to hire and train your team. And it also makes it very clear for your team to know what is expected of them. And it also helps you save time from answering the same questions. Hey, where can I find this document? What do I need to do with this client? Once you have an SOP, that's what it does. And most importantly, allows you to remove yourself as the bottleneck of your law firm. Okay, look at these benefits. It makes it easy to onboard new team members. It makes it clear exactly what they need to do. It takes you out of the process, so you don't have to answer questions left and right every time they're stuck. All the answers will be there. And again, allows you to practically remove yourself as the bottleneck of your law firm. And the best way to kind of explain this is kind of like a McDonald's franchise model, like clear set of instructions on how to run your law firm. Okay, you create this manual. Essentially, SOP is like a manual of how to run your law firm. So that God forbid, if you can't work or do, if you're not involved with your law firm can still has clear instructions on what needs to be done, who's doing what, and this is how you run my law firm. And this is really a practical way for you to be able to, again, stop being the bottleneck of your law firm and have your law firm run for you by using your virtual assistants and your team to be able to do that. Okay, so how to create your SOP. Good news for you is I've already created one for you. Usually I share this with our legal funnel members, but because you're part of this training, go ahead and use it. Super high value. It's not really shared anywhere else. And I'll be sharing my screen. Actually, let's go there right now. So let's go there. Go ahead. Again, I put the link in the chat. Go ahead and click on that link. First thing you want to do, please don't request access to it. Just go to File and make a copy. Make a copy for yourself. That's the first thing to do. And I see you guys joining in. I love it. So again, first thing, don't request access. Just make a copy for yourself. You get your own copy. And you're going to name it, your law firm name SOP or law firm name training. Okay. You can feel free to delete this if you like. And here it is. I've already created the template for you. Okay. So the first page is like a welcome. Here's what our law firm is like. Here's who we serve. Here's our mission statements. Here's our core values. These are like upfront things that you want your new and also your current team to know about your law firm. Okay. Good news is, again, I've filled up and I give you I took my own, create a template out of it for you. And all you have to do, fill in the holes and whatever, and customize it for yourself. Okay. So there's a welcome section. There's also a section about how you help your clients. This is pretty much, clearly explain what services you offer or how you help your clients or what problems your law firm solves. Our most common clients are usually these types of people. So you make it very clear, our people that we usually sign on are these types of people. Your law firm core values. These are like top 3 things about your law firm that you want your team to really embed in how they interact with your prospects and clients. If you can't come up with any, you can go ahead and use mine. Mine are, we're client obsessed. Our clients is our focus, essentially. We apply the 80-20 Pareto principle to everything we do. Everybody's on board. Everybody that I work with has this. They understand this about me, is always working smart, focusing on our top clients, top leads, top lead sources, top everything. I never worry about everything. I always go find the top things. We're laser focused on only what works best, and we eliminate any tasks, distractions, or leads or clients that slow us down. And the last one is big picture matters most. We don't get bogged down in details. We don't get we don't get slowed down in small details. We quickly revise things, we implement fast, and we move on. And what we love about our law firm, again, feel free, this builds culture, to share these things, to think about how you want your team to run. Because again, your biggest asset for your law firm is your team. So make sure you have the right mindset and to have the right mindset to help you run your law firm. Second is the first steps. So you want everybody who joins your team to do this. I want you to go install Chrome, to use Chrome. I want you to go install Slack, go join my Slack, go install LastPass, go learn how to use Slack, go learn how to make these mix packs. So again, I give you guys mine just to give you an idea, to get you kind of build the momentum to start thinking about yours. What are the things that you want everybody to do? Okay. I want you to use these tools. This is how you use it. These are the tools that we use. This is what they do. Stuart asked about a couple of these tools. All these tools are game changers. Mixmax is a whole topic that's about email automations. But no, yeah. So that's pretty much the second page. Again, is the first steps. And third page is important notes, general notes that you want them to kind of abide by. For us, respond back to emails quickly. I found out early in my law firm that the quicker I could respond back to emails, the more likely we'll be able to sign up clients. So I make sure that we have a couple of VAs at all times answering emails 24/7 around the clock. Also, we personalize every email. Personalization, but people want to talk, want to feel like they're being talked to directly. So we personalize every email and any other things that that basically is important for your law firm. Next, I could do a whole training, and there's a whole module just about this. This is kind of building your dream team, which is basically your if you could build out the perfect team members to help you run your law firm. Who are they? What would be the position titles? Exactly what specific tasks would they do? What's the number one goal that they have to accomplish? And sometimes what are some incentives I could build based on that number one goal for them? That's very clearly here for everybody to see exactly what their roles are. All of our law firms has the same structure. We know who it is. We know what the title is. We know exactly what they do. We know what the number one goal. And if we can also build an incentive for them, it doesn't matter what you do, we'll build an incentive for you as well. So that's that. And the most important part is this is how you run my law firm. So we clarified, and there's a good structure to this. So we first do it based on the position. So for all the intake managers, here's how to sign up new clients. For client onboarding specialists, for people who sign up, who onboard new clients, here's how to onboard a new client to be served. For case managers, here's what I want you to do. And the way that we do that, which ties into step number 2, is we use Loom. We write out a list of what needs to be done, and we link out to a Loom video for every single one of these steps. That way, the VA who's dedicated, who's a dedicated VA, who's an intake manager, has clear instructions. These are the 6 things they got to accomplish, and here's how to do each of these steps. And what this does is once you have this, use Loom, and you link out to all the steps here, then it doesn't matter. You're basically creating a manual for your law firm to be run. It doesn't matter who comes, who leaves your law firm, who's working there or not. You're able to always have this protocol, this instructions there that anybody could come in within a couple of days, get trained, and know with clarity what needs to be done, so that you don't have to train over. At this point, I haven't trained anybody in a couple of years. Usually, most 80% of the training is done from our SLP, and I try to leave the rest of the training to somebody on my law firm who can do the rest of the training, including actually having our main VA who can also take on that training. Okay. And then that's the last page is other helpful resources, maybe like website links or other videos or other things that you think it will be helpful for them to watch. And essentially, you need to create this for your law firm. Until you create this, again, you will be the bottleneck of your law firm. So this is one of those inevitable things. Either you understand this and you understand the power of this and you go build it now. Hopefully, if you're here, please don't, the inspiration and motivation you get at this moment is very valuable. Don't lose it. So schedule, most important, again, on your worksheet, go ahead and create an SOP and write a time that you will go dedicate 30 minutes, nothing crazy, 30 minutes to start building this out. Okay. You're not going to create the whole thing in one shot. It doesn't work that way. At least you build out the first version of it, like just the bare minimum, kind of as much as you can in the first 30 minutes. But it's something that you build over time. So that next time you provide instructions, you rule of thumb, which I'll share with you right now in about a minute, you'll always have a rule of thumb. Every time that I train anybody to do anything, that instructions will be saved in this SOP. Okay. Now I got all my entire team. They know. I told them so many times, do not give instructions until you put into SOP. Make sure it's recorded. It's a rule of thumb. Always make sure every training is recorded and make sure it's dropped off in the SOP. Dennis asked about Chrome. It doesn't matter if they're on Mac or not. Chrome is still the best. I could do a whole topic about the right tools that lawyers need and your teams need to perform well. But yeah, Chrome is one of those. Okay. So again, just make sure to have that SOP, get that SOP, make a copy for yourself. And please take this moment right now, right here. I will create this on, ideally, if you have no energy today, do this today. You have the motivation. That would be the most ideal today. But right after this, start working on your SOP. Fill it out as best as you can. Don't expect to have a full SOP in your one shot. It's something that I'm always adding onto it. Even 5 years later, I'm still adding onto it. And once you have at least the first version, share it with your existing team, with everybody on your team. and have maybe big team meeting. Hey, everybody, I made this amazing thing. I want you to go down this list and, just explain to them what their role is and get everybody to watch, to go through this SOP. And also every time you have a new hire, the very first thing you do, say, welcome aboard. I want you to go through this training, 2 or 3 days dedicated to just going through this training. Prepare me a list of questions that you have. And in one shot, I can answer all your questions for you. And you, again, add more to it over time. And again, have this rule of thumb is always record all of your trainings on Loom or Zoom. It rhymes, so it's easy to remember. Rule of thumb, it's like, you won't forget it. Always record all of your trainings, because again, you don't want to retrain. You don't want to give the same instructions again. Again, just assume that you have to repeat this. So always record all of your trainings and drop the link in your SOP. Okay. You always have quick access to your SOP. Maybe you drop it off in your Chrome browser. You could click on it quickly, just add the link there too, just in case something happens to this VA or this team member. You always have those clear instructions. Kevin, I appreciate your positive words. You just sent me a direct message. So recap, okay? This is it. This is literally the most practical way to stop being the bottleneck of your law firm. Number one, hire an executive assistant VA to complete the tasks you don't like doing yourself. If you don't know how to VA, you probably need legal funnel. We'll talk about that. Number two, start using Loom to quickly record video instructions, to just, as soon as you're like, I can't do this, I don't want to do this, I don't have time, create Loom. Sir, most of my average Loom videos usually take, it's like a minute or two for these Loom videos. And third is, hopefully today you start creating your SOP for your team to have clear instructions to run your law firm for you. And what I want you to do right now is, if you see, very important, on the bottom of your worksheet, I commit to implement the 3 steps above to stop being the bottleneck of my law firm. And I want you to go ahead and sign this right now. Go ahead and sign it and give yourself a date, the date. I don't have the date, which is April 27th. Go ahead and write April 27th, 2022. Anything in writing always is more in a form of reality. So don't just have things in your head. Always try to get things written down. Look at this. Put this next to you. Make sure every single one of these steps at least has a time, a day, and a time. Not just day, not Tuesday. I'm going to complete this Tuesday at 11 a.m. Ideally, I usually like this growth stuff on the weekends or late at night when I'm not being distracted by my team or people, things like that. But please go ahead and commit yourself and make sure that you have this committed on paper, and just make sure that's right next to you for the next, hopefully for the next couple of weeks. All right, so there you have it. These are literally the 3 next steps you need to take to stop being the bottleneck in your law firm. Now, you have 2 choices. Take that information and implement it, which I want you to, I encourage you to do. Or you can join us for the next 8 weeks to get the entire legal funnel system implemented and customized for your law firm. This is not information, and I hate information. I'm all about implementation. I'm all about doing stuff. Okay, it's all about doing. And I'm not giving you, and also giving you access to my tech team to help you with everything, to help you get everything set up for you. We've done currently 11 sessions of this program. I'm helping lawyers build these systems and also get more clients. And right now, we're currently enrolling 50 growth-minded lawyers. At this point, we know exactly what are the type of lawyers that we want. It's the growth-minded lawyers. Again, at this point, we don't want any lawyers. We actually decline a bunch of lawyers, believe it or not, and we have a lot of internal communication. We share the personalities. Do you think this person will be successful or not? We know at this point we have clues of who those people are. And I can share with you, we're only looking to work with growth-minded lawyers. What does growth-minded mean? If you consider yourself a growth-minded lawyer who cares about growth and systems, and I would add on another one like self-development and just like always improving, then this program is for you. I'm all about that. My definition of success is not money at all. I don't tell myself, I don't look at money. Mine is just constantly improving every day, growing more. And the other point of success for me is freedom of time And the third one I would add on is like giving, ultimately just giving unconditionally. That's my definition of success. So if you are a similar person to us, that's growth minded, and also your mind thinks like systems and also like growth and these things, especially the people that are here, then this program is straight up for you. So what we're doing is based on a first come, first serve basis. And this is always the case. It's always, we get people who come too late. We're offering the first 10 fast action takers to join us before the next session. The next session that we're starting on May 10th, to join us before May 9th, you qualify for a generous scholarship to be applied towards the tuition. Okay. So we're offering this generous scholarship. It's not a full write-off. It's not a free program. You still have to pay, but it's a very generous scholarship to join us. And it's only offered to the first 10 people who take action and want to join us. Let me tell you about the program. I'll tell you exactly how to apply and what to do. The program is called Legal Funnel Mastery. We've done 11 sessions of this. This is what our sessions usually look like. We all come on Zoom. The next one is starting in about 2 weeks on May 10th. And again, we're offering the 10 scholarships that are available for the next 2 weeks or so to join us. All you have to do is go to legalfunnel.com to apply. I'll put the link. And also, I'm bringing back this program, which is more a hands-on approach, which is basically a weekly call with me to review your growth. If you feel like you need a little bit more accountability, a little bit more hands-on, I took this program away, but I'm going to bring it back on. Basically, weekly calls with me. Also, I'll record your Loom videos. I'll review what you're doing and I'll give you answers. And we also bring on a student success manager like Shoshana, who comes and keeps you accountable, who checks in with you throughout the week to make sure that you're implementing. And that is, again, it's called Legal Funnel Planum. And I'm also only going to be bringing on 3 people for that. So if you are interested in that, just go to legalfunnel.com to apply. What is it? Again, we'll help you run an automated virtual law firm so you can make more money while you work less. You own your own system by the end of the program. So everything we help you build, but essentially you own it yourself, which is very important. Please don't have marketing companies or built things for you. It's not sustainable. You'll be with them max for a couple of months, maybe a year, but ultimately, that's a dependency. You always want to build everything yourself. You want it in life. You always want to own everything. That's where true wealth is made. We've had 300. You're not the guinea pig either. We had 350 lawyers join us for the past 2.5 years that were enrolled in session 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 times. I've done this program 11 times, which is for me absurd because I'm not a repetitive person, but I enjoy it so much. And it's something that I know best, and something also that we constantly learn from our students about exactly what challenges they're dealing with. And we constantly refine the program over and over to make it the best program we could possibly create. And students have created and launched their own legal funnel to get bookings and calls from their clients. And some have even grown to 6 figures a month and even 7 figures in a year. And our legal funnel students have applied to legal funnel to all types of law. I teach this in principle form, so it could be applied to any practice type, including estate planning, business law, personal injury, criminal law, family law, real estate, trademark, immigration, probate, divorce, bankruptcy, DUI, workers' comp, tax law. I'm personally doing 1/3 of these, so I know firsthand exactly how to make this work. And then for the rest, at this point, we've had 2,000 people apply to our programs, at least 2,000 conversations, 350 lawyers who join our program. So literally thousands of conversations, data, feedback, intake answers to know exactly what challenges you guys are dealing with. If you feel like this training was like a talk to you directly, there's a reason why, because we know what it's like. Again, don't forget, I'm dealing with all these things myself as a lawyer. And again, 100 students have recorded video testimonials for us. I'll just put the link in the chat if you want to see those. And I provide all the tools, resources, and shortcuts you need to get clients for your law firm online and automate it, which is very important. The same way that I've been able to generate over 12,000 clients online and gather this many Google reviews and run 6 or 7 law firms all at the same time. And just to give you guys some case studies, Crystal Lawson, not everybody has different goals. Usually it comes down to clients or building systems so that you're able to free yourself. Okay. So we have case studies from both. She's been able to get her calendar fully booked ever since she joined our program. And most of the students who implement right away their bookings get booked, and they have to open up more spaces in their calendar, which is so cool to see. Jana, her struggle was she was stuck too much in her email inbox. And I actually have a really, really cool system and very practical way to be able to, again, automate your own email inbox. It works like a charm. So she's able to take that system and be able to free herself from her email inbox. Also, Chad, who's a criminal defense lawyer, it says back-to-back 100K months, but actually he's only done 100K months for the past 6 to 8 months, 1.4 million in the past ever since he joined. And he's also going to receive one of these. It'll be cool. We'll be going to the ClickFunnels conference to receive that together. That'll be pretty cool. Amber, stay playing lawyer. She got 9 scheduled bookings within her first week. Julio, who's actually used Legal Funnel. Right now, he's way more than 1 million TikTok followers. I believe he's like at 3 or 4 million followers. And he attached a funnel to the end of that, to the end of all the stuff that he's doing on TikTok, and he's killing it. He's doing amazing. Look him up. I think it's IN Migracion. He does it to, I believe, to a Spanish audience, but he's killing it. And he was a Legal Funnel student. Donovan, a Canadian immigration lawyer, who uses Legal Funnel to have his calendar fully booked for a month and a half. And whenever I check this calendar to this day, it's always fully booked. And again, he implemented everything that I shared with him, and that's where he got success from it. This is what our program looks like. And I must also share that every time we do this program, every time we do a new session, we always we know what the true value of our program is, because we know ultimately this is really the foundation for the rest of your career to go learn and apply for your law firm. And every time we do this session, we always increase the investment to join. Okay. We continue to do this. We continue increasing the investment to join. So if you are thinking of joining, please join as soon as you can. There is, first of all, a huge opportunity cost to this. If you apply this now versus 6 months later, there's a true cost to that. If you could have applied this, made money in those 6 months, there is a true cost. And I always look at life like that. So if you're considering, please don't delay. And we always get people who joined later and they're like, well, damn, I wish I would have joined earlier. I would have paid less, and I also would have implemented sooner. So if you are considering, please don't delay. Again, all you have to do is just go to legalfunnel.com. If you haven't booked a call with us, just go there to apply. Or if you already booked a call and have already talked to our Legal Funnel advisors, the amazing Amanda, her email is advisor@legalfunnel. Just email her, just get into contact with her. You already booked a call with her. You know exactly what her email and her phone number is. She's always in touch with you. Or the amazing Kalinda, who's been with me from day one. I would say at least 1,000 lawyer conversations at this point. And Amanda has been talking to lawyers for 13, 14 years. They know lawyers. They know exactly what your pain points are and all that stuff. And again, the 10 partial scholarships are available based on first come, first serve basis. So if you're interested in securing those scholarships, please just go book a call right now to get those spots early. Okay, very clear call to action. Go to legalfunnel.com and apply.